It's from KVIN.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine.
And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Rob had a good idea when he said we should do a show every 12 hours. Every 12 hours. That would be fantastic.
8 a.m., 8 p.m., and the rest...
How about every 6? How about every 6 hours we do a show? I think that's a good idea.
Okay, well, what's our base time? Would it be a midnight and a 6 a.m.?
All I can tell you is that when we taped last evening, at the conclusion of the where did our Mr. Sroka go? He vanished.
I'm sure he'll be back.
All I can tell you is that at the end of the show, my son was in here with me, and I had that tumbler that Carla had provided me with Whistle Pig, and he said, and he looks at me, I love kids.
Yeah.
And I love my son so much. And he said, Dad, can I throw that away? I said, yes, you can. And if I had not thrown that away, I might feel a little more logy
Mike,
today, so I'm really glad
worried
he did.
about you.
He
My
is.
kids used to say that to me.
Oh, I bet they did. Wow.
Now, question, though, about the Whistle Pig, and I'm in recovery, but I didn't stop thinking about your Whistle Pig. Was it?
I do, as someone who is in recovery and has done it on his own, I get very frightened.
Don't be frightened
when you say things like that.
No,
it scares me.
I just have to know, was it the bourbon or the rye?
It was the rye, and the rye going back to, and this is relevant because we'll be doing another Ben and Jerry show coming up here in a few weeks. And that was the Whistle Pig sent to me by Ben and Jerry's PR department when they were doing the whiskey-flavored ice cream that they had.
Okay, because that's not only a pricey libation, it's one that's hard to find.
Well, they sent them, and I got like 3 bottles of the good stuff for FRWE free. And
that's great. I got a pen.
You didn't get any of the. Well, this is. I think you were in recovery anyway.
Yeah, but Mike, if you got 3 bottles, don't you think there was probably an intention 1 per host?
I don't know. You with the things you've pilfered from me over the years, I wouldn't sweat it. And you're not drinking. I'm not. I'm see how it scares me, Josh, when he starts talking like he is arguing about perhaps getting a bottle that he didn't get.
I don't want it.
Sure sounds like you wanted it.
No, not at all. And I don't know. Maybe I wasn't in recovery then. Who knows, Mike? You know what? What do they say? Times are past. Water under the bridge. It's no big deal.
But the reason I bring that up is because Josh sent out that wonderful email we get a couple of times a year that the ice cream is on the way. And Mr. Ben and Mr. Jerry are going to be sending something along, which means Sean Greenwood is on his world tour again.
Exactly.
So
today,
I'm excited.
Today, I believe, is when the new flavors get announced.
Ooh, that's exciting. So we didn't do the appearance this time, but I don't know. We did that once. I don't think we've always been able to do that.
No,
well, I think it's going to be fun that he's coming to my house this time.
That's exciting.
Yes, it
is
really,
really exciting.
And I won't let him out.
March 3rd is when he will be on the show.
All right.
At Rob's house, and then the 4th and the 5th as well.
Is he really going to Rob's house?
He is.
Yeah.
Oh my God! The guy goes anywhere to promote his product.
I know.
That's incredible, Sean Greenwood. So you
told
can
him,
have a sampling with him. Well, hold on a second. We have to do this right. So what's your camera configuration for when Sean arrives?
He will have his own camera and his own microphone.
How's that going to work?
Like we do with Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cocktail
All right.
Yeah.
So he's going to have
I've got
a
a
shot.
stand. Yeah, I've got a stand.
All right.
And I will line up his shot, and
Okay.
he will appear to be almost in his own studio, but he'll be about 2 feet from me.
I'm excited. That's great. So March 3rd, you said
Yes.
for the
Yeah,
Sean
March
Greenwood. Get you ice cream
That's
people.
Mike,
You love
that's
that
when
show.
the springtime starts and people start thinking about getting that cool dairy treat, ice cream.
I don't know over the years what are his scheduled appearances, but I think that it feels like it's usually this time of year that we get a
Josh
visit
tried
from
to
him.
tell him that I'm not in D.C. He tried to tell him that I'm quite a bit outside of D.C.
I
And he said,
tried
I'll
to
go
tell
to
him to
Rob's
stay
house.
home.
Yeah.
Will he be doing the morning show circuit like he does occasionally? I think we're the only ones that latched onto it. We have so few guests on this show, and guests are so hard to come by. And Josh, before you arrived, I think Rob will agree with me. Guests have always been a challenge.
Yes.
I have no idea why, but it always has been a challenge. And Sean Greenwood, whenever we get a guest, there are examples where we burn them out because we will get so many of the same guests again and
Bill
again, and we
O'Reilly.
will go to that teat again until we absolutely burn them to a crisp. Sean Greenwood has been a regular on this show for a number of years, and it's always fun
He
because
goes
he's just
back
a
to your
nice guy.
days on the Edge.
Yeah, a long
Yeah.
time ago. Is that where he started with me on the Edge?
That was the first liaison, I think. Yeah,
That's awesome. So I'm
you,
looking
Sean.
forward
Good
to
guy.
that. I want to talk to our friend Josh about my son, and really not my son or as much as me. Because like last evening's show, when I was purging about what a lot of people felt, the NFL and their shortcomings with the dull game we're going to get, I wanted to talk about the baseball weekend that I really didn't want to do yesterday on the show because my son was right next door. But
Okay, he's at school now, right?
yeah, a couple of weeks ago, he was in tryouts, and the tryouts were for what are called majors. And you have the majors and the minors, and there are kids his age that are in minors, a few of them, and there are kids
Does
his
he have
age.
a hat with a light
that-
on it and a pick?
No, this is baseball, but thank you.
Oh, okay.
And then there are the kids that try out for majors. Now, Josh, you have been coaching for how long now?
3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years? So you kind of know the ropes.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I
so-
know.
Go ahead, Josh.
I know sometimes kids are selected not because of the talent of the kid, but because of the parents. And that goes
the
both
coach
ways.
or whatever, the way that
Well,
happens.
politics.
or the coach is friends with the parent, or the coach wants nothing to do with those parents.
So
So
my
he'll leave
son
that kid off.
tries out, and I would say that my father used to have an expression. And by the way, my kid, when he played for me in the fall, did pretty good. I had some RBI, and and he actually
How did he play at Regina?
He acquitted he acquitted himself well.
Pretty good.
Then on the tryout day, as far as the batting is concerned, they used a pitching machine where they put the ball in that tire and
Yeah.
it shoots it out.
Oh, I hate those.
And so he said, my father's expression would have been, he couldn't hit an elephant in the ass with a broom. And I would say that was his tryout.
Was it
Yeah.
a speed issue? Was he behind the ball?
It was a slow speed issue. That
okay.
it was the slow tire thing, and the timing just he couldn't. It happens, right?
Yeah.
Do you
so he
think
made
it was
contact. Yeah, go ahead.
Just a bad day for him?
Yeah,
'Cause that happens, right.
It's about
Okay.
10. He's got about 7-8 minutes
Mm-hmm.
to
And there's-
get the hits. You
There's
know,
pressure.
and there's pressure.
Get in there.
And so he goes in, and he made contact with like 2, but they weren't that good, and it was just it was not good. And I knew it was not good. And then he goes out into the field, and then he gets ground balls, and then he gets fly balls.
Okay.
So when he goes out to shortstop position and they hit him ground balls, easy ground balls, 3, he gets 3, all 3 go through the wickets. And I'm like, are you on crack today? I didn't say this, but I was thinking this. This is not a good tryout. And then he goes out to the outfield.
I
He
hate
did
to
fine.
ask this, Mike, but I'm
Yes.
sure there are others that would have the same query. What is a wicket?
The
Legs.
wickets, like when he went between his legs.
Oh, okay. You're using baseball slang.
I don't know if that's
Not
baseball
really.
slang.
No, it's just that you never threw a ball, so you don't understand.
Come from a broken
It's-
home, Mike.
I know you do. I know.
Mike,
So
I'll tell you, I've been the coach many times at these evaluations,
yes.
and I have also been the coach that makes the mistake of signing a kid that looks great on his evaluations,
Okay.
and
All
then
right.
he's horrible.
So
It's hard. It's a hard setup because you're asking
is.
the kid to show off and make a whole decision about his year there.
in
Yeah.
5 minutes.
And when
it's
really
tough.
what has to be done is the child has to be encouraged to stand on his own wickets.
And so, God. It's so funny when we try to have
They
these
say, Mike, if you
discussions.
use a word, it becomes your own. So I'm going to try to work wickets into my conversation every day.
Okay. It be so getting back to
Like
what I was
ZZ
saying.
Top, she's got wickets. I'm sorry, we're telling a story.
The non-sportsmen that
Yes.
that hate sports like Rob does are laughing hysterically. All two of them. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying, the wickets, threw the wickets, and then he catches the fly ball, throws okay, does fine. But overall, I'm like, what the hell was that? And I was, but it wasn't. I didn't think of it as that big a deal because he kind of looked good and he was fast when he had it. Oh, they run too. They run down the. They leg out a double, so they run down to first, and that's the next
They
thing
have
they
to
do.
use their wickets to run.
So, oh god, oh my god, it's an expression.
He's not going to let it go.
No, because it's foreign to him.
I
It's
think, you know what?
foreign to
I
him.
might be done.
And if you
because
say it's
now I
foreign to a lot of people, I'm going to fly to Leesburg today.
You would
Because it's
never
not.
fly to Leesburg.
It's not.
I hate my town.
And it's not just baseball. It's just an expression for between the legs. It's like a hockey goalie.
Right.
They'll get it through the wickets.
Through the wickets.
Oh, so it's a hockey term as well. That's exciting. Now I know where to use it. Not a football term at all?
Do you think you would be as snarky and anti-sports if you had ever been given a chance to play sports?
Mike, I had every chance I wanted to, but I chose a life of the theater.
No, you didn't. You weren't doing theater when you were at little league age.
You don't remember my commercials?
I mean, did you? You didn't. You didn't
No,
have a
no, I
choice
didn't.
to do theater.
No, but Mike, it would have been literally impossible because
Isn't
of
it
this-
nice how he has hijacked this entire opening segment to make it about
looks like,
him?
It looks like through the wickets is originally a cricket term.
Cricket. Yeah, it is. It's a cricket
So,
term.
to go between the two
The
posts.
British?
Yep,
The ones we fought?
Yes. It's,
Well, I'm never using it now.
That's right. We've done 2 shows in 12 hours.
We have. And Mike, no, I couldn't have done sports.
Let that,
because of
Rob,
my
let
split.
that serve as just a gentle warning.
Mike, I just wanted to answer your question with my split parenting and my
Right.
my broken home. Sports would have been impossible. Impossible.
That's a lie. Anyway, so
No, the ball just went through the wickets for you. They went through your wickets.
Constantly through the wicket. He dropped the ball right on top of his left wicket.
Ouch.
So he gets a call from his buddy, and his buddy said, "I got the call. What team are you on?" He said, "I haven't gotten a call yet." And the different coaches have different timetables. It's fine. Then we finally get the notice, and I say, "Hey, your team!" And then I look down, and it's minors. He didn't make majors.
Oh.
Woo! Like that. And,
Right away for him?
Well, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
And if his
it's a
friends are in
bummer.
the- and if his friends in the majors, yeah, it's a.
It's a
that's
bummer.
tough. Yeah, it is. So.
And we bump into another kid that made majors who was also on my team that I'd coached both these kids that went on. And I'm not saying anything about them.
That
not gonna
speaks
say
well of
anything
you
about
as a
them.
coach, Mike.
Again, people have good days and bad days.
Exactly.
And that's had to be what it was because
For example, this
let's
morning,
just
Mike
say,
is having a bad
hold
day.
on. Can you just let us have a little discussion about this? Why is it so hard for you? Why is it so hard for you?
I'm broken.
No,
Yes, it is.
no, you just never did it. We're talking a little sports here. That's
All
all.
right, do
Just
your
a little,
sports, then.
that's it. You know.
All right.
That's all. And so the point I was trying to make is that the 2 kids that went on that I'm aware of that were on my team were kids that didn't necessarily start. That's the nice way I will say that. Whereas my son did. And so with that said, I was at the tryout. I know what kind of tryout he had. So it's not like a total thing for me. But it was indicated to me that to move on, you kind of just, if you show up, you should have no problem. But not with that tryout. And so he's there with little ones, some young ladies, and it looks like he's going to be one of the bigger kids on his little minors team. But it was a little bit of upset, and I wanted to get clarification. And one of my buddies, who's also a coach, a very elite athlete in his own right, this guy that we know, that's a father, and explained the whole thing that now he will get. And I think you said the same thing, Josh. He'll get more opportunity to play.
Yes, it's just like in the major leagues, where you have to balance with the star players Do you raise him up bring him up to the big leagues, and he sits on your bench, or do you leave him down at AAA and he plays every day?
Kind of the way I looked at it. But with that said, I can say unequivocally that my son got over it much easier than I did. I was because when we got to the first practice, they were having practice on the other field, and the field is smaller now that he's on, and they were having practice over on the other field, and we were waiting for his coach to arrive, and I just took a little walk around, and as the grease man would say, I shook my head ruefully as I looked and saw some of the kids that were on the majors team.
You mentioned that you took it harder than him. Do you think it would even be
I don't know.
on your
Yeah,
radar?
I probably did. Not that I let him know that.
I was going to say, though, but was it triggered by his reaction or overall with the situation where you
It was triggered by the fact that, in my mind, I thought that even if he's not getting the playing time, being around the older kids would be better for him. But I think now that I really think about it, I'm not saying this to be sour grapes or to feel
right.
It really doesn't matter at this age. It really doesn't. So playing time is fine. I'm not hiding. I'm not holding any delusions now, and I'm also not holding any limits. I think that when he gets older, when he gets into high school, who knows what kind of athlete he could be. That's fine. But at the same time, right now, it doesn't matter. And to play and to have fun and learn the game and get his coordination together is the way it goes.
You had your first practice with the minors team already?
Yeah, I'm a dad. I just sit on the sideline, so we were there.
How
for
many
some
broads are on his team?
3. I think there are 3, and
that's another advantage.
And that's in what way?
Yeah, it's a good chance to meet ladies, especially if he's the star of the
They're
team.
11. He's 11 years old.
Doesn't mean he can't make a friend.
Jesus, what is wrong with you today? What is wrong with
Mike,
you?
I am more the same today than I've ever been.
He's 11 years old.
That's about the right time to start, date a little
Sorry, Mike.
bit.
That's the right age.
Oh, no. I don't want to talk about because I found that out of flag football. I have to mention this. At flag football, we're next to these 2 girls that show up, and they're cheering for one of the other kids. And I won't mention names again because I don't want to embarrass anybody, but it's like, let's say Todd. Hi, Todd, as they said like that. And it was the first time I became aware of that. So, yes, that's it. But it's, they're getting instruction. They're fine. But at the same time, I know how things get to me when it lingers to right around bedtime. Okay. And after the practice and after the football games yesterday, it lingered with me. And as time goes on, it will linger and linger less. But by sitting at that practice and I'm watching some of the little ones, it was like, oh, God, come on.
If being with the majors would be good for him to be around better kids. That always helps improve you. But being able to play in every game and be the star player is going to make it a lot more fun for him.
Absolutely.
And for you as parents.
I think so. I think you're absolutely right. So that's the way it was. And it was just a minor little thing. The thing about me is that I'm pissed off at myself because it lingered longer than I think it should have. I didn't say anything to anybody. It was right up here in the inner government when I was like closing the peepers at night, just going.
How was his mood while you were still gnashing your teeth? He was totally over.
He didn't. Rob, I swear to God, I didn't make him aware of it. There was one. Moment, and that was it. But where it would hit me would be when we'd bump into one of my less stellar dudes.
Okay.
And so, I went on, and it's just like, and all I can say is, see, the bitter part of me says to those other coaches, good luck with that. But isn't that horrible? These are kids. I shouldn't have that attitude. What's wrong with me? I'm broken too.
No, you're
I'm
competitive,
broken.
Mike. You are.
I am
you are
ridiculously
so competitive.
It's
and
stupid
that is something
how competitive
that separates us.
Yes.
And the competition.
Yes, you don't have a competitive bone in your body.
Well, it's true. But I think a lot of times I'm happier than you because of it.
You are 100% happier than I am because of in certain circumstances.
Yeah. But, Mike, you can't change your inner DNA, and you're going to be competitive for you and for your son, and that's why it hurts. That's why it hurts.
And it's to a fault, I think, when you see certain Look, I think there is self-control there's self-control that is required. That's the word I was looking for parents. Because these are kids. You got to remember that these are kids. Right. And I've seen the adults, when I was managing, and Josh probably can back me up on this, I've seen much worse behavior in adults than in the kids, in my humble opinion.
I had a kid this last season that I would have to put the kid in a different position to get him further away from his parents' voice. Oh. Because they'd be up on the fence yelling.
Oh, wow. No.
And he was a good pitcher when his dad didn't come to the games. And if his dad came to the games, I couldn't let him pitch because he just couldn't do it.
You can see this story on screen, Mike. It was remade into a movie called Tender Mercies, where...
What is that? Clarify the reference, please.
I believe it's Robert De Niro being
where he plays the preacher?
No, a very bad father that makes his kids miserable.
No. That movie, that Duvall movie. Hold on. The Great Santini.
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm sorry, it's not.
It's the wrong reference.
It was.
It's the wrong reference.
A Western.
The Great Santini. Hey, it's Duvall at his very best. The Great Santini. The Great Santini. I've never done a Duvall impression on the show. The Great Santini's here. Yes, sir. I'm a sergeant in the Marine Corps. The Great Santini. Yeah, there we go.
Forgive me for saying Tender Mercies.
Tender Mercies. I think he might have got an Oscar for Tender Mercies, if I'm not mistaken.
This spring, my son is not playing baseball, but I've been asked to come back and coach.
Are you going to?
I am. I'm going to move up and coach 12U. So some kids a little older.
All right. I'll bring my kid up to St. Augustine and have him play on your team.
Is it sad that your son is not playing ball for you?
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah.
And what, that he made the choice?
No, we'll just move on.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Yes, lots of drama.
There's another dad. His dad's involved.
Gotcha. Understand.
So we'll move on.
Yep.
I get it. I understand.
I'm just a stepdad.
Yeah,
I understand.
No interleague play.
That's by the way, that's the new album that's coming out from Josh Soroka's band Mohawk. The album is entitled "I'm Just a Stepdad." I'm just a stepdad in a rock and roll band. All right, so let's get on to the second big piece of news today. That wasn't a big piece of news. We have a programming note for the Mike O'Mara Show that does not involve the Mike O'Mara Show. That a show, I was informed yesterday, is making a comeback. And with
political
that,
persuasions.
No, it's not political persuasions. But if he wants to do it, I'll do one with him. But have you reached out to Chris Freitz?
We had him lined up before the election. Have not since.
Okay. I'd love to do another little 30-minute show with him.
Okay.
Rob Spiewak.
Yes.
Cake and Cookies is coming back.
Yes, and really, this you can either blame or give credit to one person, and that is Josh Soroka, who went into our archives and found every episode. I assumed they were gone because we did 190 some episodes of Cake and Cookies, and because we changed our provider and our platform, I thought they were gone, but Josh got them all back.
Well,
and so
118 of them.
118. I thought it was higher than that.
Does that mean we're not doing new shows?
No, we are doing new shows. Inspired
this
by
prompted
this.
the new shows.
Oh, well, it sounded like he was just announcing that you found old shows that he was going to play.
I did find old shows.
Okay.
But that sort of inspired us. That inspired us to go on. So Katie and
You convinced them to do new shows. That's how it worked. Was that difficult to do that, Josh?
Rob, when did I start bugging you? June?
It wasn't that far.
I think it was like 6 months.
Well, there's one factor. There's one factor, Josh, that you will learn that has to be overcome with Mr. Spiewak. Rob, would you like to tell Josh what that is?
Just because I'm so handsome, don't think that I'm unapproachable. I'm a man.
That's not what I was thinking.
No,
about.
I'm very comfortable with pushing Rob and knowing I have to push and remind him.
No, I think
Rob has an L on his forehead, and it doesn't stand for loser.
What does it stand for?
You know what it stands for. Lazy.
This notion of cake and cookies came up when we were doing some vacation shows over the summer, and we each took a week, and then we had people fill in. Katie did 1 week with it, and it was really fun, and it was really.
I'm the
easy
creator of cake and cookies.
You
by
are.
the way.
You are.
Do you know when that?
I'm the Lauren Michaels of cake
I thought more of a Norman Lear.
Norman, thank you. I take that as a compliment.
Rob, that show was June 26th.
Okay, so June is right. And then we recorded a show actually last weekend, and it went marvelously. And we're going to do.
Can I ask you an
episode.
honest question?
I wish you would.
I think I've listened to Cake and Cookies. The shows are good. Usually, every time you do them, there's something funny in the show. So the content is really, really good. When did you start? And I think the first few episodes you really enjoyed yourself. When did it become? Was it work for you from the very beginning? Would you describe it as more work than a labor of love? Because the fact is,
the only thing that
yes.
was hard about it was when Katie moved out of town was scheduling. It was tough.
Okay,
Mike,
to get the time together because it's not a quick session. We tend to talk for a long time.
And what irritated me for the past 6 months trying to push these guys to do this show is they talk every week for an hour on the phone. So they were doing the show for themselves.
Yeah. So it's when we actually put the programming pieces in place and recorded last week, it was so much fun. It was, and almost forgot how much fun it was. So we are excited to come back and provide a show for you every week. And,
he doesn't want to talk about how difficult it was to get him to do it.
I don't think he was the problem.
Oh, really, Rob? This could be a subject on the next Cake and Cookies. Was Katie a handful?
Well, she wanted something for her time.
Okay. All right.
We worked it out.
And we worked it out.
Okay.
And you know what? That's to me, that's very valuable. I mean, that's a valid thing.
Not valuable to me.
Well, it doesn't come out of
now that I found that out.
It doesn't come out of your
might
pocket.
want to pass that along to the guy whose name's on the Enterprise. Thank you very much. You know?
No, it's nothing out of your pocket.
I don't want to pay.
It's not out of your pocket either.
Oh, okay, good.
But
so it's all safe.
I'm very, very excited to be working.
Get a
with
sponsor.
Katie.
That'll be no problem at all. You know, grab a
That's the
sponsor.
idea.
That'll be fine. Mm-hmm. That'll be really fine. That'll be really fun.
And it is an absolute pleasure because 9 times out of 10, anyone who listens to the show knows what it is I ask Katie a question and she talks, and then we go to commercials. I do very little on the show. It is really a spotlight on Katie, and I love that. I do. I love being able to set her.
But you do your yapping too.
Well,
right?
yeah. I mostly, you know what? I annoy her as I annoy you. And that's some.
I see. I haven't listened to a recent one. Has she gotten annoyed with you?
Almost every episode.
I see. I didn't know that.
But it's a different type of annoyance.
Yeah, she doesn't want to kill me.
Please explain.
She doesn't want to kill me.
You know what? We should have a clip. That's what I'd like to hear. I'd like to.
Right.
Do you think tomorrow on the show we could do a little analysis of maybe a 1-minute segment of Cake and Cookies?
You bet.
What would you say, Rob? She is most annoyed with that you do on that show?
Probably she gets annoyed with, I would say, my lifestyle and the fact that I never leave my basement. There was a segment on the most recent one that will drop where I was talking about all the Elvis-related things I got for Christmas. And she eventually just stopped down and said, "You're just you. You can't be changed. You're just you."
I could tell her that. You can't be changed, and you don't do anything. So that's tough for people that want to see you go out and interact with the world, because you are at your core a cynic like me, and when you do get outside and you do experience things, 2 things happen. We either get the cynical Rob, which is funny, or we get happy, joyous Rob that experienced something that he's good at sharing. Yeah. So the fact that you never you never leave your home is probably frustrating to her as it is to me. If you were, but you cannot be changed. You are now in a position where you spend more time at home, and it's just fine, as you have expressed with you. So that's one that we share. That I get frustrated
and
too.
Also, Mike, you'll appreciate this. I will tend to try to derail her stories, quite on purpose. And she's very patient because it's sort
like
of
the wickets part.
Yeah, that would be classic. That would be a classic issue. And
that's another thing where you can't change.
You're right. You're right.
I always try to think who you're playing to when you're doing that too. When you're doing it to a sports story from me.
I think you know.
It's to himself.
Yeah, it's
he's
a
doing
little
a show
guy
for
called
himself.
Rob. That's right. But I never want the story to stop. I want the story to continue. I just want to make some, veers along the way. I want to veer off the course occasionally, just occasionally.
My son, this is an interesting fact here, that when Katie mentions not being able to change you, my son had a project in mathematics that he didn't submit that he was supposed to. He overlooked it. He doesn't do that very often.
Right.
Bringing his grade down to a 93. And he was inconsolable.
Is that a B or is that an A, depending on the grading
It's
system?
an A.
Okay.
And he's out of his mind upset. And it's also like the beginning of the semester after he got high honors, which a very easy grade to bring up.
Yeah,
and
he'll be fine.
I said he is so hard on himself. And, it's just, and I am ridiculously hard on myself too. I could get better sleep and I could do many, many more things if I wouldn't stew on things. You are not burdened with that, really. You get bummed, but you don't really beat the crap out of yourself, do you?
I try to explain to people that are around me.
This is great. I love doing psychoanalysis on you. I really do.
If you sit and really, really stew on something, really ruin your night, is there even a chance it's going to change it?
No.
And if it doesn't,
probably you're absolutely
why
right.
are you using the real estate to do it?
No, it's a much healthier lifestyle your way.
It is. It
being
is.
And look
joyful.
at me. I mean, of course it is.
So getting back to the premise of this entire discussion,
Yes.
Cake and Cookies
Is back.
We'll be back. And how many shows will we get? One a week, one a month, one every 2 months, one every 3 months?
You will get one a week, and Josh and I are trying to figure out the
One
best,
a week?
Yeah, are the most appropriate. way
Josh,
to
what
drop
did you
it.
say to him? That's fantastic. How did you bribe him?
Money.
Okay. All right, I get
Sponsors.
it. All right, very good. That's good.
But
That's
it
good.
is. I'm very much looking forward to it. Katie is in Savannah, and she leads her lifestyle with her husband Dan and her 2 dogs. And like a lot of it went on this week. They had to deal with snow, and that's in Savannah. They don't have a snowplow. They don't have one.
Same snow that got into the panhandle.
Exactly.
And everybody experienced that. Yeah.
And don't need to tell you this, that Katie is charming and delightful and a wonderful co-host.
She's
And
so
she is
nice.
very
Such a
excited
sweetheart.
she's very excited to bring it back as well.
She is.
Good.
I'd read the text message, but we'd have to bleep it out.
So,
She has a mouth.
oh, really? Really?
Yes.
Like the weekly thing?
No.
Could you just offer a little more before we go to break? Because I'm kind of curious
And while
about
Josh
that. I
brings
didn't know
that
you were
up-
being sarcastic. I, for a moment, thought she really was excited.
No, she is.
do it. She is. Okay.
She's very excited.
Okay.
But she sent me a text showing her excitement and then immediately sent a text that says, I apologize. I hit send and then realized that's not appropriate.
Oh, wow. Wow. What could that have been? Wow.
And, Reese asks in the chat room here, will it be a video cast? Very likely in the future we'll be adding video to Cake and Cookies. So that's good too.
What kind of answer is that? Is that a yes or a no?
Animations.
Yeah, no, yes, it is going to be a video cast. But we're launching it right now. We're relaunching it in the audio form that it was born as. And then we will, before the year is out, probably before summer.
Before the year's
switch to
out, it's
video.
Before the
January.
year
It's
is
January.
out? What?
You heard me.
Jesus Christ,
Do-
man.
Do we want to make any more end of year announcements? I mean, that's 12 months.
Before the year is out, I will get a haircut.
Right.
That's exciting, Mike.
Are you? Do you realize how ridiculous that sounded?
Yeah.
Before the year is out, now he's getting quiet. Now
Did you
he's
hear?
getting
Oh,
quiet.
quiet. You be quiet. Did you hear what I said when you screamed?
What?
I said probably by summer.
Summer, 6 months. How about by the end of February?
Wait, hold on a second. What is so difficult about? Is Josh going to be producing it for you?
Does
I can
Katie
do that.
not want video?
No, she asked me. She says, "Is it going to be video?" I said, "Not yet." She said, "Okay." For her,
The question is why.
well, the first one was not on video because she wasn't camera ready.
I'm not asking about the first one. I'm asking why it's summer or end of year. Come on, man.
Let's try video next week.
All right, video next week. And that is, Mike, as you know, before summer and before the end of the year.
Okay.
So we're ahead of schedule.
This is where you start riddling, and I don't know why there
Mike,
was a problem.
Under promise,
with it.
over serve. I'm sure I could make a November deadline.
But go subscribe now in your favorite podcast.
That is probably the most important thing.
I got a headache. I got a huge headache.
Mike,
We got to take a break.
No, take a breath for a second. Let me make this final announcement. If you want to check it out, it's very important that you subscribe to Cake and Cookies at your favorite podcast provider. I know many people might have met at Laps, and because we've changed providers, you might not even have it. So double check in your podcast that you are subscribed to Cake and Cookies, and it'll come to you before the end of the year.
It's also a chance to get some of this Rob energy out.
Yes, that's good. That's good. I look forward to it, and I'm gonna, let's get Katie on the show, and I want to ask her how she's looking forward to it.
I actually texted her during this segment, and she will be on the show before the end of the year.
That's a good callback. Thank you. We will take a break. Sometimes you are something. You are really something. That's it. We will be back with the round table, and later in the program, I'd like to do a little analysis of all of this Saturday Night Live that we are being deluged with. We'll be right back, everybody.
And Mike, here is a promo for your enjoyment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is your only chance. Time is running out. You only have until the end of this month to purchase a TMOS bonus show subscription for the entire year.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Get that 5th hour of comedy filled with profound musings, games, surprises, and naughty language.
You have a potty mouth!
Delivered to your device every Friday. And brand new for 2025, your subscription gets you more. More access to content not found anywhere else. And your support keeps that comedy flowing. Don't be like this woman and miss out after January 31st.
Down.
Get a yearly subscription and get laughing now at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Times are fleeting.
More for your money.
The time is now. It's time to get the official TMOS Loud Cup.
Oh, my God, yes.
Here it is. TMOS Loud Cup for you. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Rob's got his. Josh has his. Mine, my white one, was stolen by my son last night. He loves it. The TMOS Loud Cup, the loudest vessel in town. A 20-ounce insulated cup. No more freezing your hands off. That comes in 3 colors. And the best part, it is proudly emblazoned with the TMOS logo. It's only $29.99 and is available for order right now. At MikeO'MaraShow.com. Click the store. So easy, fun to use. Fill the loud cup with grain alcohol and let the fun go on. Then turn the cup around and activate the horn.
Blower activate.
By putting your lips on it and blowing. You control the volume. The harder you blow, the louder the horn will be. Josh Soroka, soft blow, please. Soft blow, please. Let's hear a soft blow. Let's hear Rob Spiewak.
Soft blow.
Loud blow. Real hard.
Took it to the next level.
Blow as hard as you can. Most folks will think you're just taking a sip, but each loud cup features a double wall.
Like Norm Macdonald.
Insulated. Yeah, taking a sip. The loud cup. Yeah, how about that? Plus, the snap fit lid keeps your drink safe. I fill mine with hard liquor when we do our evening shows. I've never felt better. I've never felt better. It's the TMOS Loud Cup. Buy it now at the store at MikeO'MaraShow.com and be like us. Get loud. Yeah. Play the thing now.
I can't wait for the first TMOS event that everyone brings out Loud Cup.
Oh, man. Hilarity will ensue.
We'll set up our Loud Cup Orchestra.
Yes, the Loud Cup Orchestra. Big fun for everybody. Thank you. Blake Lively. I could do Blake Lively stories because it's made available to me almost on a daily basis.
Yes.
I get a little crispy on it, but there is something about Blake Lively that fascinates me because I think that she could be a handful. When I see her sometimes, and with this lawsuit with Justin Baldoni, who also, I should say, unequivocally looks like he could be a handful too.
I'm gonna sue her. She's a no good.
No, not that kind of Justin
Her
Baldoni.
husband's definitely a handful.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So it's kind of double.
Handful.
So there's this chef, another coworker from Blake. The chef's name, Rossella Rago, who worked behind the scenes on Gossip Girl. She says Blake was, and this is her quote, horrendous to work with. And she's throwing Justin under the bus because, quote, she's used to being adored. Now, you never know why somebody doesn't like somebody, but it's funny. She adds, quote, she would burp and fart in the middle of the set and act like we were lucky to be smelling her farts. That's pretty harsh. That is.
I've never worked with anyone like that.
She was very unpleasant to work with. I just don't know how else to say it. Well, you've said it, lady.
Could you pick Blake Lively out of a lineup?
Blake Lively? Yeah.
Really?
Why, you don't know her?
No, not really. I just know her last name is an adverb.
No. Blake Lively is like a turbo hottie. Always has been. I've always thought she was extremely attractive.
So if you put her up with, and she's blonde, right?
Josh, if we can grab a picture of Blake Lively, I don't know where Rob's been living.
With four good-looking blondes in a row, you would know her right away.
You would put Blake Lively in the category of movie beautiful women, in my humble opinion.
Okay, I don't know why she's never.
I'm surprised you've never seen her with the Ryan Reynolds connection and all that.
Well, I'm sure I've seen her, but I don't think I found her remarkable. That's
well,
all.
she's got a look that I enjoy, but she's also, when I've seen her interviewed. And the reason I sometimes share these stories is because she's got a little. I could see it happening where she would kind of have a tude.
Okay.
The quote goes on to say, "I'm going to attest that Blake Lively is horrendous. I'm sorry to burst your bubble." There she is. Beautiful.
There's three photos of her.
She's beautiful, but I don't find her remarkable.
She was a Nepo baby. Now, I don't know what the connection is, what family connection she had to get into movies, but a Nepo baby, and when she was 19, the whole world was blowing smoke up her butt.
Yeah,
So
her father was a yogurt magnate. You've heard of Light and Lively? that was her dad.
It was Saul Light, and Myron Lively.
Lively.
It was Ernie Lively from Rob
My
Piper's
Three Sons.
shows, like Turner and Hooch, Passenger 57, Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, and The West Wing.
He made a lot of B movies. That's good.
So Ernie Lively was a director or a producer?
An actor.
Oh, an actor, Ernie Lively. I don't even know what Ernie Lively looks like.
He's unremarkable, just like his daughter.
Oh, but wow. I didn't know you felt strongly about her.
Yeah.
Roseanne, here's somebody Rob loves.
Now she's hot.
Roseanne is working on a new show for herself, and she's definitely swinging for the fences.
I had a girl.
She called it a cross between the original Roseanne show and The Sopranos. Now, see, when I saw that, I got curious. Because it just seems interesting.
Yeah.
Is it going to be on the Fox News streaming site?
I don't think they've ironed any of the details out yet. It's about a small-town farmer in Alabama who dabbles in growing and selling marijuana, which I think Roseanne probably knows about, and magic mushrooms. She and her family are also, quote, saving the United States from drug gangs and China. All right. F you, Roseanne. Really? Goodbye.
Have you seen that she's in a music video now?
No.
With a pro-Trump rapper?
No.
She's got a new song with him called Daddy's Home. where she raps. I'm working on trying to find
Why?
it.
Oh my God!
Why is she still relevant with the amount of missteps?
Because the show
she
was
has
such a
made?
juggernaut, Rob. That's probably the only reason. The show was
I
so
guess,
huge
but,
that's why she.
But she's made so many missteps since then. They kicked her off her own show.
Roseanne says, "quote It's silly out there. It will contain very offensive ideas and lots of swearing. They save America with guns, the Bible, petty crime, and alcoholism. It's kind of a Coen Brothers thing." She's out there, man.
You know who would be good on that show is Ernie Lively.
Ernie Lively. The show doesn't have a home yet. She says, quote, "If Hollywood doesn't buy it, then I'm just going to make it myself." So
Good.
we'll have to,
like the time you
wait
bought
and
a
see.
town with your husband.
Damn. With Tom, right? With
Tom, yeah,
Arnold.
they wanted loose meat sandwiches anytime they wanted them.
Wow, that's amazing. Someone polled 2,000 single people to find the sexiest jobs in 2025. They broke it down by industry, and we'll go 8-1 here.
Excellent.
Finance is number 8. Things like analysts, investors, and financial planners. Well, I would imagine
sexy?
that's just because of the money. I would imagine with people that's got
More for your
that have that.
Yeah.
Here's a weird one. Number 7 is tech. Things like data analysts and IT. Tech support sexy. That to me is interesting. I don't know.
Useful and maybe rich.
Number 6 is science.
Science.
Science. Chemists, researchers, or anything that requires a science degree. Sexy. Interesting list.
Yeah.
Number 5, business. Things like marketing and sales. This is a weird list.
This
these
is.
professions.
But think of all the salespeople at WJFK. I mean, that's sexy.
Right? Those sales guys, the
Yeah.
sexiest group.
Did you
of
think it
people
was just
ever
going to
knew.
say podcaster?
Hoping.
Perhaps I was looking forward to radio personalities and podcasters just watching on the outside. Number 4, lawyers. They also included cops in that one. So the heading of the law.
Okay.
I get the police thing. Tough
I do
guys
too.
out there. The men
You're
in blue.
attracted to policemen.
So it's a power thing.
Yeah, and I like lady cops too. That to me is I dated a lady cop one time.
Angie Dickinson.
Number 3, yes, policewoman. Yes, I dated Angie Dickinson.
When she was still hot, like the Sinatra days.
Oh, wow, she was wonderful. I used to call her Pepper.
Yes.
Number 2, educators.
Teachers
and professors. And coming in at number 1, healthcare workers. Doctors and nurses came in at number 1. That's
that's the paycheck.
That's the paycheck, but also I think the power, the power of life and death. That's probably what it is to a little.
Would you like to see Roseanne in dreadlocks?
Yes.
Please take it away. I'd like to see it.
We won, you mad, it's done, too bad, boo-hoo, so sad. We won, you mad, you cry, we laugh, we wave the flag.
I think that's enough.
I think so too.
She looks good in dreadlocks.
Yeah.
That's
Remember when she went on Carson and she was funny?
Yeah. Remember we opened for her one time.
That's
I remember
right.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
way back in the day. That was a long time ago.
No, this is more national anthem style.
All right, people on the West Coast, Pacific Northwest, just wait till the end. Don't overreact to this.
All right.
I don't want anybody hopping in a car and fleeing. A massive underwater volcano located just 300 miles off the Oregon coast is showing signs of an imminent eruption, according to scientists that are issuing this warning. The axial seamount, which spans about 1.25 miles across and towers at 3,600 feet tall and sits 4,626 feet beneath the Pacific Ocean's surface. Volcanologists are predicting the submarine volcano will erupt before the end of 2025.
I wonder if we'll have video of cake and cookies before the thing erupts. Sort of a foot race.
Observations of significant swelling and increased seismic activity that can also be found on cake and cookies.
Yes.
Evidence.
And the new episodes.
Right. That's what we saw the last 6 months.
Swelling.
Building up for cake and cookies.
God. Scientists say the eruption would resemble a Hawaiian lava flow. that you don't need to freak out. That's why I said wait till the end. Here's the quote.
Well, the fact that it's underwater, wouldn't it eventually just turn to stone on an ELO weekend?
There's another ELO. Isn't that the second ELO reference we've had in the show today? Here's the quote from scientists. It's not an explosive eruption, but calm effusions. I've had a few of those in my day. Calm effusions of lava flowing out of the caldera and across the sea floor. So it's not going to go kaboom in a big tidal wave.
For 4 days of the first month, it is going to be a heavy flow.
The immense water pressure of the ocean significantly reduces any potential risks in the eruption. So there's nothing to worry about.
And nice warm water on the beach.
Hey, yesterday on the show.
What's the temp in the water today? 101?
My feet are burning. What's the deal with this? Sam Elliott. I was a veteran.
I'm already a member.
For those of you that might not necessarily be Kansas City Chiefs fans, that's the worst setup that I just did on the fly, and it's not appropriate.
Do it again, but with a more pronounced
I have to do it with a more
voice.
Concerned air.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I'll try to rewrite it. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Chiefs fans, things are all not rosy in Kansas City.
How about not everything is rosy in Kansas City?
Not everything is rosy in Kansas City, and you might want to pay attention to that cough. A tuberculosis outbreak in Kansas City has become the largest documented TB outbreak on record in the United States. Mm-hmm. I thought they cured that.
Well, Mahomes is just passing it around.
The current Kansas City, Kansas metro tuberculosis outbreak is the largest documented outbreak in U.S. history since the 1950s, when the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention started monitoring the report.
It's not as big as they say, but Andy Reid, his case counts for 8.
There you go. How's it going? Hey, three feet. There we go.
Call for Rooney.
And finally today, visitors are flocking to the Brooklyn Botanic Garden to visit a wonderful piece of vegetation. They are leaning in to brave a whiff of a very famous plant and its infamously putrid scent, which resembles that of rotting flesh. Guy named Elijah Blade said, it smells like feet, cheese, and rotten meat. It just smelled like the worst possible combination of smells. It was disgusting. The rare, I hope I pronounced this correctly, the rare Amorphalis gigas is a relative of the Amorphalis titanium, commonly known as the corpse flower.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
The Amorphalis gigas has bloomed for the first time since arriving in Brooklyn in 2018. It's native to Sumatra. The plant is known for its height and stickiness. Ew, stickiness. Ew. Which it uses to attract pollinators. I've tried my whole life to attract pollinators. It is hundreds of flowers, both male and female, inside the bloom. It can take years between blooming events. The bloom will last only a few days before it collapses. The other name for the plant is Spiewacus nonflossus.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry. I did that yesterday.
You're not sorry at all. The joke I would have done is
Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Share your joke.
The most unpleasant bloom found since we fired Matt.
Oh, God, that's so cruel. Yours was better. Hey, we'll take a break, and we'll come back with something. Yeah, Saturday Night Live discussion when we return right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Mike,
show.
Forgive me. He quit.
He quit. Yes, absolutely. Just, well, he did.
Yeah, he did. I just want to make it clear. We didn't fire him.
So, is this you? Hi there. My name is Marjorie. And I'm dying to have a cup of delicious hot coffee after dinner. But I don't want to be kept up all night. I am perplexed.
Give me a better whack. Come on.
I'm perplexed. Well, your problems are over. Thanks to Savorista.
Yes.
Savorista Coffee offers premium craft decaf and half-calf blends with bold flavors, ethically sourced beans, and natural decaffeination. Plus, it's small batch roasted for exceptional taste. you will definitely find your perfect blend at Savorista.com. This is unlike any decaf you've ever tried. Savorista delivers a flavorful coffee experience without the compromise. So, whether you're cutting back on caffeine or seeking incredible coffee anytime, Savorista is the perfect choice. Head over to Savorista.com and treat yourself to Savorista. And make sure you use the promo code TMOS for 25% off. 25% off with the code TMOS at Savorista.com. We earn a commission when you use the code, so please do it for us. We would certainly appreciate it. Last night, I look in on the 50 years of music. Rob, I hope you got a chance to take a peek at that last night.
I got a little bit of it because we had the late show. Things got a little mucked up. I will watch it today on Peacock.
What I saw,
was it meh?
It was kind of meh. It didn't have. We had discussed it briefly. Just the volume of performances with the number of shows, but it was okay. And then I had also not finished watching. What's the movie about Saturday Night Live?
I think it's just called Saturday Night, isn't it?
What is it called?
Saturday Night.
It's Saturday Night. They have a few segments in that movie where they recreate some of the bits they did, and it made me realize that don't let the Saturday Night Live machine cloud the talent that was there. There's one scene where they do the opening segment with Michael O'Donoghue reading English lessons to John Belushi.
Oh, Wolverines have eaten my fingertips.
Exactly. And they do it with Mike, the actor. And look, you're not expecting them to totally recreate it, but it was so bad. It was so badly done. Almost like they were trying not to make it as funny. And I went back and showed Carla because she said, "Did you see the original?" I said, "I did. I watched the very original episode." And you could recreate a Lorne Michaels. You could do it very easily. All right. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. You could recreate the creator, and he comes up with the idea. And I give him total credit for doing that, for coming up with the concept. As far as you're right, and being the mogul and playing God over talented people for his entire career, you can find anybody to do that. You can.
I think one of the most oppressive things about Lorne, and I've heard this from more than one interview, is that if you're going out to dinner with him, he will say, "I think I'm going to call Paul," and he forces you to ask if he means Paul Simon or Paul McCartney.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy.
He won't let you know. It's
right.
just I don't like
so
that.
he's the talent baron, and he's the guy that makes that. But really, at the core of any real great Saturday Night Live moment, whatever season you liked, it's the talent, baby. Yeah. It's the talent. Because when I watched the movie actors and then I watched the real Belushi, who would make you laugh just by his presence. Yeah. That's what he had.
Eyebrow could do it.
Was he crazy? And what they do in the movie, which I have no idea whether Lorne had anything to do with the movie. Did he have anything to do with the movie?
No, I don't think so.
No. But it's definitely a Lorne tribute, the movie, where he's the star of the show. And, the actors on the Saturday Night Live movie are portrayed as manic, out of control drug addicts. And I know that there were drugs on the scene during the original Saturday Night Live run, and all the incarnations, there's probably a lot of it. But at the same time, I think they diminished the talent on that show, and the talent was just there. Even Chevy, who was a notorious malcontent behind the scenes, you can't eliminate that. He comes out and he announces the first live from New York. It's Saturday night, and he does that kind of jive Chevy look that you had, and he can't. It's the talent, man. That's what did it. Mm-hmm. It's not the ideas or braving the execs. It comes down to who you are. And on camera, in my opinion, when you see the faces and you see the presence, that's what does it. Nobody can guarantee it's going to happen, and nobody can force it. Would you agree with that? That it's just kind of like the presence of these people you can manipulate, but the behind-the-scenes guys are relevant, don't get me wrong, but they're not the be-all, end-all.
The thing is that, for 50 years now, except for a couple seasons, maybe one or two, Lorne has produced this show. And I think he gets a lot of credit almost accidentally just for sticking around.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't think he's quite as important as he thinks he is. He couldn't be as important as he thinks he is. But he did have the original notion, and he is a weird link because of his age of, like, the very end of variety shows. He was a part of that.
Right.
And I think that one of the most important things is that there are elements of a variety show that, carry over, and that's pretty bright. But
that's right. But
he's also become the enemy of what he set out to do, because he said he didn't want it to ever become the Carol Burnett Show. That's a famous quote. And what is it but the Carol Burnett Show when they write a sketch for Jimmy Fallon to purposely laugh? That's what that is.
And
he's gotten away from his original statement of
would you not? Did you watch the movie?
Yes.
Would you not agree that movie, from the old to the young, just poops on actors? That's what it does. It just kind of poops on the actors throughout the. Milton Berle is defecated on.
Yes.
Chevy Chase is defecated on. John Belushi's defecated on. The only one that I think comes out smelling like a rose would probably be Gilda Radner, which is okay with me because, as I said to my wife, I think Gilda Radner was the best cast member ever in the history of that show. If you go back and look at the stuff that she's done, I will tell you that I truly believe that she was the best cast member. I think they were all funny, but
think Aykroyd
that movie made me so angry watching
I was so
that.
dissatisfied.
Really
I thought Aykroyd came out okay, although he is nuts, but not in a way that affects anyone else. He's just a weird guy. Mike, there was one clip that I did pull the audio from the documentary last night that sort of...
The 50 Years of Music?
Yeah, that explains sometimes the foresight of Lorne is not great.
This is great. This is really significant. I was going to mention it. I'm so glad you have it.
Okay, so this is talking about the origin of the Blues Brothers,
Listen to
which
this.
actually started as the Bees, remember?
Danny Aykroyd was a blues aficionado. And
Paul
when
Schaefer.
he met Belushi, the two of them teamed up. These two guys had in the back of their minds play the blues. There was a running bit on the show at that time, the Bees.
Do you think we like this?
John hated the Bee costume. And that was the first time they really did the Blues Brothers on television.
I'm a king, babe. I can buzz all night long.
They come up with this concept of these two brothers.
This is
who
Tom
play
Malone.
Blues. Did it for Lorne Michaels. Didn't make the show. Lorne said, frankly, I don't see anything funny about the Blues Brothers. Wednesday, about 3:15, Lorne comes out of read-through and he says, the show's 3 minutes short. John and Danny jumped on him and, Lorne, the Blues Brothers. So Lorne said, we have nothing worthwhile to put in those 3 minutes. You guys might as well make fools of yourselves.
Those Fools, Mike, had a #1 single and a #1 album and a #1 movie.
I think
That's
all
not
at the
that
same
foolish.
time, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
It was a big story, and I remember of all the movies when I was a kid that I had never experienced a movie theater sellout. Multiple shows. Like you couldn't get into the theater that night until the Blues Brothers. And that's how
the crowd
how
you
big
want
it
to see
was.
a movie like that with.
Yeah.
A jam-packed crowd.
Because it didn't really matter whether it was funny or not. It was the music that was the phenomenon, and the band, the Saturday night. What would that have in common? Talent. It was their talent that shined through. Yeah. The talent of Duck Dunn, the talent of Tom Bones Malone,
Steve
Blue
Cropper.
Lou Marini. All those great guys that were in the Saturday Night Live band, and I think that speaks volumes right there. Not that he didn't have winners, not that he didn't pick cast members that were great, but when you have the one guy
he
that's
also
all
picked
powerful,
Anthony Michael Hall.
He did indeed. And who's your favorite guy that you always mention with the wild hair? Who is
Kyle Mooney?
Kyle Mooney.
What a disaster.
Right. Yeah, so, I watched that movie, and it's like, how about a little tribute to the people that made that show what it was? The original cast.
Hear, hear.
They deserve a tribute, and so that's my thought. Hello,
Be
Lauren.
strong, Garrett Morris.
Garrett Morris was, I'm going to get accused of being racist, but I wasn't. I didn't like Garrett Morris. Did you like Garrett Morris?
No, he didn't bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, in my opinion, he didn't either, except for our top story tonight.
That was funny.
Yeah, we'll be right back, everybody. I want to tell you about one of the biggest challenges to eating better. Well, so many better-for-you products taste so yuck. There's a brand that has cracked the code on providing real nutrition that also tastes incredible. I love Orgain. Orgain's 30-gram protein shakes are an excellent source of complete protein with all 9 essential amino acids. And whether it's chocolate or vanilla, the taste is the best. It gives me energy, provides muscle support and recovery, helps manage hunger, and promotes healthy weight management. Orgain is convenient, real nutrition with only 1 gram of sugar per serving and no soy ingredients or artificial flavors or sweeteners. 30 grams of protein, and it tastes amazing. Just call me the Phyllis Diller of the Orgain Vanilla. Phyllis Diller was a performer in the 1950s and 60s.
She had a husband named Fang.
Orgain 30-gram protein shakes are available at Costco and Orgain.com. If you want to get in on the delicious protein-packed nutrition today, head to Orgain.com/TMOS. Once you're there, look around and get some Orgain in your cart. Then head to checkout, and when you're prompted to, use the promo code TMOS30 for 30% off your order. Remember, 30% off. Orgain.com/TMOS. Make sure you use the promo code TMOS30 during checkout so they know that we sent you. There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Quick question, Josh, do you have any idea who Phyllis Diller is?
Of course not. No.
Wow, that stings.
Yeah, well,
I would think that he'd know that.
A lot of people your age wouldn't know who Phyllis Diller is, Rob.
They would if they watched variety shows.
Old tapes of variety shows with that. You have a foodie segment that you brought to the table today
Mike,
that I'm curious about.
Exciting.
I wrote down food reveal for foodies.
Mike,
yes.
What is the best $1.50 you can spend for food? When you really want to be satisfied, what's the best $1.50 you can spend?
What does a candy bar go for now?
Like $3.
So it's not $1.50. So that rules out candy bars.
No, I know the $1.50.
You know the answer? Do you know it because he told you, or do you know it because you
He'd
just
know it
have
anyway.
No, I know it because I know Rob, and I agree with this $1.50.
Okay, so it's got to be Costco. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
It's got to be Costco. It's $1.50, and it's their hot dog.
With a soda.
With a soda has been at $1.50 for like 25 years. They have not moved it. But because of that, Mike, in 2013, they awarded the fountain soda contract in the food court to Pepsi Cola. This was a hard hit for Coke drinkers. And Mike, I am pleased to announce.
Probably for the company too, right?
For this summer,
yes,
they are bringing back Coca-Cola to the Costco food courts, and the price remains the same for a quarter-pound hot dog and a Coke for $1.50. You can eat like a king.
Is this a permanent change?
Yes. Well, I mean, as permanent as it can be. I mean, they stayed with Pepsi for 11 or 12 years, but this is great because Coke is such a superior product.
Rob, I wrote down, this is so weird the way this show goes. I wrote down with no knowledge of what Rob was going to talk about today. What is a food you've grown not to like? And in parentheses, I wrote hot dogs.
You're buying cheap hot dogs then.
You're not getting the Costco hot dogs then.
I don't like them as much
or
as
you're
I
cooking
used
it
to.
wrong.
Look at the baseball aficionado getting all upset now with me.
I think I've gone the opposite way where I appreciate hot dogs more as I've gotten older.
Now, I really don't know
I love
if it's
hot dogs. Oh
you
my
love
God.
I could eat a hot dog every meal. Be fine.
You could eat a hot dog every meal?
I could.
Yeah, no problem.
That is awesome.
Josh,
And
what ballpark? You've been to so many ballparks. What ballpark has the best hot dog? Does one ring to mind?
Kansas City.
I don't. I know Toronto had the worst. I don't.
Why was Toronto's bad? Why was Toronto's not good?
Because they're Canadian.
It was
mealy,
dry,
okay,
and very chewy. I don't know. Like
Dry
I don't know what
and
meat it
chewy are
was.
2 words you don't.
How do you
want.
take Rob when you're in the Costco, the cost company? How do you take your hot dog?
I invariably go mustard and onion crank.
The unsanitary.
And I don't
crank.
have the onion crank,
Well,
so I
you know
go
what?
ketchup, mustard, relish.
You don't have it in your Costco?
No, they've removed it, or I have a newer Costco that never put it in.
Oh, that's right. They removed it after the tuberculosis breakout.
They sent all those machines to Kansas City.
Is there a food that you have grown to not like? Is there a food that you have that maybe you've liked for a long time and you have just faded on it and you don't care about it as much?
I'm trying to think. That's tough. I have grown to like certain foods as I've gotten older that I didn't like as a kid, but
I've never lost my hatred of Brussels sprouts.
I like them.
I will eat them when they are prepared okay. But as far as with hot dogs, a lot of times the flavor profile grosses me out a little bit, and it's just not the same way I used to feel about it.
What if you get a lightly grilled hot dog with a good beef flavor and a nice snap when you bite it? You can't beat it.
Well, that's the question: is how are you cooking your hot dog?
I put it
hopefully not in the microwave.
I cook a lot of them in the microwave.
That's the problem.
See, you're killing yourself.
But I don't eat hot dogs, so I mean it's not relevant. But I've cooked them in the microwave when I was, Carl will bring them into the house once in a while.
You have to grill it or put it in the air fryer or boil.
Rob, let me ask Josh this. I want to ask Josh. Josh, so what is something that if it's served at a regular dinner table that you absolutely will not touch? I know you probably have a list of those.
Oh, I have. Yeah, things I won't touch. Brussels sprouts.
Okay, I share that with you.
Now that we got past the holidays, whatever that marshmallow green thing is.
The
Jello, marshmallow
like
and Jello.
a Jello fluff, like a mold.
I won't touch that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the 60s. I think that's one of those marketing things.
Well,
I'm
down in the south,
Jello molds.
southern homes still do that.
Yeah. The Jello mold.
Well, not the Jello mold. I'll touch the Jello, but the salad where it's like.
Oh, like a Watergate salad
like
with marshmallows
salad.
in it? That's Watergate
that
salad.
thing.
Yeah.
What is Watergate salad? Explain to me. I don't know what it is.
It was, I think, invented at the Watergate Hotel, and it's Cool Whip and marshmallows and pistachio pudding and maybe some cut up fruit in it.
Is it frozen? Is
like
it
some
solid
cherries or something?
No, you mix it and then you chill it. And because of the Jello in it, it will set up a little bit.
So it does. It is solid. It's a mold.
Yeah. But it's a bowl.
No. It's here you go, Mike.
All right.
There you go.
I don't think I have ever had that.
You're not missing anything.
Do you like it, Rob?
It's fine. Yeah, I like Jello, Brent.
Some of it's really fine.
Some of it's really fine.
Rob has not given us a food that he doesn't like.
I don't like beets.
That's from childhood, though, right?
Well, no, I've tried them. I wanted to like them because they were popular in my family. We grew them. Mm-hmm. And I mean, the fact that you could pull fresh beets and cook them is a notion that's fantastic, but I don't do them. I'm not big on colored peppers. I'll eat a green pepper, but I don't like
that's
red,
like
yellow.
I do not like peppers. I am not a pepper.
Like a stuffed pepper, I won't touch. I don't like.
I'll give you a perfect example. Mm-hmm. Happy Valley, little golf tournament, 7:30 in the morning. They throw out a little brekkie, and the eggs.
Breakfast.
Give me effing scrambled eggs. All right,
Sure.
just give me some eggs. Just cook the eggs, put them in that little chafing dish, and dole it out. And this dude chops up multiple colors of peppers
and he
in the
thinks
scrambled
he's a
eggs.
king. He thinks
it's
he's
like
brilliant.
F you. It's not good. It tastes. And by the way, the combo of the peppers and the scrambled eggs right there, right in the sternum for the entire effing day. Where the heartburn that I get from a pepper, the heartburn symptoms are multifold.
And I'll give you something else that has happened that I've gotten older. I'm less inclined to go overly spicy on food. Like heat is harder for me now.
Mm-hmm. But that's not a distaste. That's things like I've changed what I eat because of how my body reacts as I get older.
Yeah,
I don't eat as much red meat anymore.
We have a place right
Hot
across.
Dog does that count or is that pink meat?
I don't know.
It's like snouts.
Hey,
not if it's kosher, Mike. Not if it's kosher.
May contain snouts.
No, get yourself some kosher dogs. That's the way.
Right across the street, I enjoyed a shrimp dish that burned my lips. It was called shrimp fra diavolo.
Shrimp of the devil.
I couldn't eat it. I couldn't eat it. It was too hot. The guy said, next time, the owner, cool guy, walks over and goes, next time you say mild. Give it the mild sauce. The regular is for your people. Like it is spicy.
And
I said, thank you. Thank you very much, proprietor.
Maybe next time she's going to order noodles with butter.
Yes. You like it nice and bland? I give you 4 pounds of it in a giant bowl. All right.
Big as your head.
We're taking a break. We'll come back with the beautiful video. And you are listening to the Mike O'Mara Show. Thank you all very much for doing that. We love you, and we want you to continue to support all of us here at TMOS, ladies and gentlemen.
And eat liver. Liver is good.
Eat liver with a nice Fra Diavolo sauce.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, that'll make you vomit. Hey, how would you like to be the most interesting person at the big party?
I would
take a look at this. This is Scott Kelly, Pinot Noir, from the place where they're watching that 300-mile earthquake off the coast, Oregon. This is a Naked Wines vintner, and their wines are spectacular. If it wasn't 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, I would probably be drinking it right now.
Well, we'll be doing another show in 6 hours. You can do it then.
Yes, if you want to be a hero at your party or your favorite sports game that has an S in front of it called Super, don't lie about being a war hero. Don't do stolen valor. Just show up with a bottle of wine from an independent winemaker with a truly unique story. Fabulous! This podcast sponsored by Naked Wines, a subscription service that seamlessly connects you to the finest independent winemakers on the planet, so you get a case of the market's best quality wines for just a fraction of the price you'd normally pay in stores, and it's great wine. And I've used so many different wines because, I am Wonderful Wino. Use our code. You can get 6 bottles. Wonderful Wino. The big sound in the big town. $39.99. 6 bottles of wine. Naked Wines believes that great wine is an experience that helps you connect with your friends, family, and community over a shared bottle of the grape. It is great. Turn off the noise of the outside world. Uncork a bottle to celebrate all your little joys in life. Plus, you can pause or cancel at any time. Let's go! I'm a veteran. You need to join the Naked Wines community.
I thought you already joined.
Head to Naked Wines, dude. .com, nakedwines.com/TMOS, and put in our code TMOS for both the code and password. You'll get 6 bottles of wine for just $39.99 with shipping included. They got pictures. That's nakedwines.com/TMOS and code TMOS for 6 bottles of wine, $39.99. Yay for sports.
Hey, Sam, yes. Do you think if we were to give that as a gift, would that be a hell of a send-off for the old man?
Hell of a send-off for the old man, huh?
Yes, hey, I like that. Some beautiful video.
Cherry time. Oh, shotgun. WRVQ Richmond. Mike,
RVQ.
This
by the way, I haven't even noticed this for the entire show until just now.
Right.
Am I like powder? Am I like overlit? Is that my problem today?
No, that was last night's show. But I want to tell you.
Hey, I was overlit last night. That's good.
The light's a little high.
A little hot. I'll adjust that tomorrow. Sorry, I didn't notice that at the beginning of the show.
Mike, I'm not a big fan of the so-called influencer doing an elaborate gag on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, but this is pretty funny. This guy has got himself a few yards, maybe a couple rolls of sod, like grass that you would roll out in your front yard, right?
Yeah.
And he installed it in his house and called people to come mow it.
We filled my house with grass. Then we put Rob and Kevin in bush costumes.
It's in here. Come on.
So once they cut the grass and start weed eating, we can scare them.
Rob, stand up. Are you the pool guy to cut the living room? It's
this
in here.
Guy.
Come on.
This guy, Rob.
Yeah, I know.
This needs to be mowed on the tracker. Just take on your mower.
I never done this before, but it's kind of weird.
Now, I don't think you need the guys jumping out and scaring them, but my question is this.
The whole thing is like weed fueled.
How did that lawnmower get in there?
That's what I'm saying. A riding mower like that does not fit.
Can I give you my take on it? Probably a scam video.
You think?
I smell a rat. It's ill-conceived. It's the guy is a stoner. It just strikes me as something that, hey, this ought to be funny, man. Check
Are you
this
here
out,
to cut the
okay?
living room?
Yeah.
Mike, Philadelphia, I said some bad things about it yesterday.
Uh-oh.
And
You
I'd
get in
like
trouble?
I just want to apologize because just when I thought it would be okay to root for Philadelphia because I don't care for the Chiefs, you see this, and it's like, what the hell are you going to do?
Well, fans flooded the streets after the Eagles' win last night, and while things were mostly peaceful, police were busy.
In one neighborhood, a driver plowed right through a crowd. In another, a person was seen firing a gun. And all along Broad Street, a number of fans climbed poles despite efforts to prevent it. NBC 10's Lauren Make is live in center, sitting now with a breakdown of all the happenings last night.
Did they win or lose? You don't know.
Jacqueline, behind me here on Broad Street, you can see there are still some bike racks out here from those celebrations last night. Now, the mayor says, by and large, Philadelphia celebrated responsibly, but there are some exceptions. And now the city is preparing for the possibility of another celebration.
Nope.
No,
Why?
you see, Mike, they greased the poles so you can't climb. Still, they climbed
they've
them.
done that before. It's just, wow, come on.
Why did she call those fences bike racks?
Because it's Philadelphia, and they call them bike racks in Philly.
Mike, let us see what the mayor had to say, because she's plugged into the safety of the city.
Let's do it.
Doesn't it feel good? Do you all feel the energy in the room? Yes, we are Super Bowl bound, baby.
That's right, and they're shooting guns in the air.
They didn't ask her to spell this time?
No, not this time.
Oh, Philadelphia. Still would have, let them have fun. Let them have fun.
No, don't have fun. They're driving cars into crowds. They're shooting guns.
I made my position clear on the big game last night, and but I will tell you that when it comes right down to it, I predict that I will change my mind, that I will look in on the game, and that I will probably root for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, I can see that.
I don't want to see
the mayhem.
I don't want to see a three-peat. I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. I think they've gotten all the adulation that they can possibly get. The Kansas City Chiefs.
What you should do, Mike, is while the game is on, watch the movie Saturday night on pay-per-view.
And by the way, that Lorraine Newman lady in that movie does do a good job of imitating Lorraine Newman, the best one, I think. Really.
Lorraine Newman, skinny lady.
Skinny lady, drug
very thin.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I believe this is a Florida story. If not, it should be. When you're arresting someone in a traffic stop and you say, do you have anything that we should know about? And they say, yes, I have a gun. Be careful when you remove the gun from his pants.
A driver is accidentally shot in the leg by a police officer during a traffic stop.
Oh, it's Jacksonville.
This is body camera video of the incident that happened last month in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
the driver was pulled over for allegedly running a red light.
He blew that red light.
The light was yellow and turned red when I went under.
It was red when he blew it.
It was yellow.
Okay. Well, I saw it. It was red.
While the officer was speaking to the driver from the passenger window, he asked,
"You got anything crazy in the car?
Yeah.
What do you got?"
Citing safety reasons, he asked the driver to step out so they can remove the gun from his person. The driver complied. As Officer Mindy Cardwell removed the gun, it went off.
You okay?
Oh, nice pull, Mindy.
Mindy has been put on leave.
To the junior reporters, and there are many of them that come literally right out of college here.
Yes.
When you've got video that is self-explanatory, you don't need to jammer all the way through it. Please give me a break.
The man is okay. The cop is on leave.
I blame the man. Who puts a gun in your pants without the safety on?
In my pants.
I blame the man for everything. And when I say the man, I'm talking about the guy in power, the man.
And
He blew the red light.
I have a high-powered weapon right now in my Fruit of the Looms.
In my pants?
In my pants. Everywhere.
Let's close with this, Mike. Do you love your bed? You love your bed. Right?
I do. I love my Sleep Number bed. Wish they were still a sponsor. Love to get them back on. They're good. They're good. I love my Sleep Number until somebody sends me another free bed.
This lady is talking about beds, and it's a weird reaction I had when I saw her. I think like nothing that she says indicates this, just her physical being. I think she looks like she's into witchcraft.
You're taking.
Beds are overrated and they're an absolute scam.
100% disagree. Beds are not overrated. I love sleeping in a bed.
You invest thousands of dollars into this thing and then you need all the bells and whistles. You need a bed frame, you need a headboard, you need a mattress, you need a mattress cover, you need a sheet, you need another sheet, and then all the upkeep. You have to wash the bedding like I just found out once a week, which was crazy.
That's too much.
I slept in a hammock for years. I slept on a dog bed for years.
A dog bed?
I slept in an extra large dog bed for
Was
years.
the dog bed on a bed?
No, it was on the floor.
Show me the dog bed. It actually looks quite nice. I don't know.
It was.
How much did that run you?
That was only $70.
That's so nice.
That
It's
does
still
look
weird.
nice. It's weird, but it's definitely looks. I could, in a pinch, I could sack out on that thing. That's what is that? A dog bed for like Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Yeah,
What's
it looked
going
like it
on?
might be for like a big one. Yeah.
It's much nicer than a futon on the floor.
It is. It is
Yeah.
the dog bed. What a nice.
Takes up less space.
What a great hack. You know, let people don't spend all that money on air mattresses. You know, the next
Get a
time
dog
we're
bed.
overflowing the O'Mara house, hey, I got your dog bed ready, especially for kids.
Yeah, but
would
you know,
be
it's really
great.
it's gonna piss off Stubby.
Rob thinks you're a Wiccan priestess, though. Just
But don't you
remember
think
that.
she looked like that?
I think that might be your thing. I'm not sure about that. But then
When the
again,
eyes get that far apart, it seems evil.
it's her eyes. She wasn't cross-eyed though, Rob. Like
No, she
Rob
could
believes
see
all cross-eyed
beautiful.
people are witches too. We got to get out of here.
$115 on Amazon.
How much?
$115.
$115. Oh yeah,
For a
that
dog
priced
bed
me
for
out of the
adults.
market. Yeah,
And
screw
Mike,
that.
the smell of cedar chips will make sure you don't get moths.
Isn't that exciting? That's very, very exciting. Yeah. By the way, I've got like some sort of flying insects in our bedroom. We checked all of the windows last night. I don't know what's happening.
Earwigs, ew.
We keep a clean house. Investigation to follow for Rob Spiewak. Stupid show. And Josh Soroka, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
That's fun.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Oh, you left out a bunch of stuff.
Cotton nail bath tissue.
Sabrina, don't just stare at it, eat it.